Welcome to Fear Babes Podcast, a paranormal podcast founded and hosted by Fear fan members.
All thoughts and opinions are strictly our own, and we are not affiliated with any shows in any way.
My name is Burgundy.
My name is Madeline.
And we are...
the Fear Babes.
Oh my god.
What up, homies? I would like to just say, check out my shirt.
Wait. Can you see it? It
Cute.
says Fear Babes. Fear Babes.
Love.
Don't mind my sweatpants.
Adorbs. Absolutely obsessed.
I can't see your whole shirt. Stand up! Okay, fine. That works.
I'm in a good position.
No. Also...
Yeah. That looks familiar. I don't know what that's from.
Where'd it come from?
I don't know. You tell me.
Probably the people where I got it from.
The people where you got it from.
Yeah. Probably that.
That's interesting. Never heard that before.
Mm-hmm. Have you not?
Cool.
Dude. Why do I
maybe
sound
I
so
have.
fucking loud in my own
I don't.
ears?
I'm glad you sound loud. I want you to sound loud.
I don't like it. I hate it here, actually.
Because usually you're like, you talk like this, so I want you to be loud.
That's the thing is, I can hear me, so I don't know why nobody else can hear me.
I mean, to me, I'm going to be honest, when we're talking to each other, I hear you just fine. But
dude,
I don't know what's up with everything else, but it's ass. So, yeah, what's good? What's up? We are going in a totally different direction than we had originally planned because we have been busy bee since Pennhurst last weekend.
hold on. I have an eyelash in my eye.
That's the worst, to be honest with you. Panic. Instant panic.
I think we're good.
Are we?
Mm-hmm. I think so.
Okay.
Wait, is this on your screen or is it on my computer? It's on my laptop. Okay. I was like, what is that? What is it doing?
Oh, can I say something real quick?
12.
So, do you see my lamp over here?
No.
The one that I've had on? Okay. Oh, you can't?
No.
Oh, okay. Sorry. So, for our viewers, the lamp that's usually on is not on for this episode because my stepdad told me that it will apparently catch fire if I keep it on. So,
why?
No idea. He said it'll short out. And I was like, sick.
Why?
Okay, so we're not turning that on at all. We're just...
But Lynn, why? For what purposes?
Yeah, he just said it'll burn the house down. I was like...
We don't want that.
All right, yeah, no. So the lamp is off, but the vibes are still there. It's a gorgeous Tiffany lamp. I'm obsessed with Tiffany lamps. I love them. So, yeah, that side note, irrelevant, but yeah, it needed to be stated.
Okay. Why'd you say stated like that?
I don't know.
Stop.
So what's up, Bergie?
Oh my god, I'm gonna hang up if you keep talking like that.
Dude, I should find a picture of me doing that when I was a kid. Because I did that a lot.
So my uncle is here this weekend. Shout out uncle, because he listens to us, by the way. So him and my mom are going through all their old family photos and stuff, and so then we popped out like some of like the ones like from me and Tade when we were little. I don't know why I said like 79 times just then, sorry.
It happens.
And there's one of my school pictures. I'm like,
dude,
why? For what?
I hated school pictures as a kid. Like, first of all, I had the the Lord Farquaad cut. Like, I look like shit. That's what I look like. So
Rude, first of
I
all,
get
I
it.
bet you didn't. Second of all, I'm just like, why are you making that face?
Because you just don't know.
Show me. Pixar didn't happen.
Pixar didn't happen. I may have to show you at a different time.
Okay, fine, whatever. Also, my grandma, we found some of her high school pics and stuff, and I was like, shoo, I look just like her.
Crazy how that works, huh?
Mm-hmm.
Genetics are crazy.
Oh my gosh, that was like the topic all day. We're like, dude, the facial genes in this family run strong.
Yeah,
like,
man.
My great grandpa, I was like, shoot. Same facial structure and everything.
It's funny because, like, we talk about, like, our genetics, not a lot, but, like, it comes up in conversation. Because, fun fact, pretty sure I mentioned this before, but I'm actually the shortest in my family. Like, genuinely. Like, no joke. I am 5'6", which isn't really that short. It's average height, but for my family, it's short. Well, I get that gene from my great grandma and my papa. They were like 5'7" and below. So I'm like, cool. Everyone else is like 5'10" and up, and I'm just sitting here like,
I know. Actually, on
like
that note,
this tall, and everyone else is like up here.
On that note, my grandma was like tall for a lady. Like, she's as tall as her dad. Like, her mom is like, and her dad are like, and I don't know exactly how tall she was, but
Tall.
for a woman, she was tall. I was
It's
like,
funny how that
"Dang,
works.
Why am I so short?"
Yeah, it's weird, you know? Like, I don't know.
I'm
But-
not short, man. I'm fun-sized.
Yeah, you're not short at all, though.
It's like,
The silence is so loud. It's so funny. I
most
love
of my
it.
life, I'm like the shortest person I know. Most of my life. I do have a cousin
Which
who's
is-
shorter than me, but I never see her.
That's
So
so funny. I can actually say for most of my friends, I'm taller than all of my friends, which is really weird. My friends Riley and Zara, shout out Zara. She said she listens to the pod every now and then. Shout out, homie. Dara's like 4'11".
damn, girl.
She may even be taller than that, but for podcast purposes, for the hilarity of it all, she's 4'11", and Riley's only 5 foot tall. So I'm like a giant next to them, and I'm like, yo, I'm a tall person for once in my life, and I hate it.
Yeah, it happens.
I don't like being tall.
It happens, not often, but it happens.
It happens every once in a while, and it sucks.
It's okay. It's fine.
We all survive. So, yeah, we were gonna do something cool.
You keep just
Because it's fun.
it's just randomly like.
I'm just smacking hard.
If you're listening to this on Apple or Spotify, some context is missing.
Yeah, people are gonna be like,
The
"What's
fuck?
slapping?"
Yeah, we're video recording, so Matt just keeps slapping her thigh. That's such a knee slapper.
Yeah, I'm a knee hitter, and I am a hand talker, and I'm just a conversationalist when it comes to that. Like, I'm
Damn
very
right.
expressive.
Me too, actually.
I don't
funny.
know. Yeah, I don't know. I don't know. Everything, nothing's working.
It's funny because at work I'll be on like a Zoom call or something, like running a meeting, and I'm like,
Yeah.
but people can't see my hands, so it's just,
So you're like,
yeah, just like bebopping around, you know. Why do I
yourself?
keep every time we talk? I just end up moving the mic in
I
a
know.
different direction, and it won't fucking. So I don't know
Dude.
what's happening, but this is how it's gonna go. So what if I just hold it like this the whole fucking time?
it's perfect.
Great, love this. This is peak
Blocks.
podcasting right here.
It blocks your whole face.
Okay, what was I gonna say? I was gonna say something. Tell me about your day. How was it?
My day was fun. We went to go see Lilo and Stitch, the new live action. And honestly, like, a lot of you guys know I used to work for Disney. Probably one of my most proudest things, so I will never not bring it up. But it really brought me back to like my Disney days, because that entire theater was slam full of all these little kids. They were all wearing like Stitch t-shirts. Some of them had little like Stitch blankets going in there. I was like, this is like so cute.
Really?
And yeah, like it was adorable. There was like a bunch of them. And obviously they were with their parents or like older siblings. There was not as many people my age as I thought that there would be, because guys, let me just give you a perspective. I went with my mom, stepdad, my brother Sam, and his wife Leah, and Chandler is actually in Texas, my other little brother, so he wasn't able to join, and then my stepbrother and his girlfriend. So we were like, all adults going into the theater, and we were just surrounded by kids. Like, I was like, wow. I don't know what I was expecting, but like when I went to go see The Little Mermaid a couple of years ago, it was all adults.
So, Dawn took me on Thursday because when I was little, Lilo and Stitch was one of my favorite movies, and my car's name is Stitch, actually, fun fact. So Dawn took me on Thursday, and I had the opposite experience of you. There was only like 2 little kids in our theater, and it was like adults wearing Snuggies that were like Stitch Snuggies. And
Love it.
Yeah, people had like Stitch backpacks and Stitch shoes and like Ohana means family. And like the whole 9 yards,
That is one thing I will say for an absolute fact. And I was telling my mom this and like my siblings too. I was like, listen, one thing for sure that I can say universally is when I worked for Disney, everyone was a Stitch fan. There was hardly anyone, if anyone at all, that didn't like Stitch. He was our top seller. We had like a 626 day because he is 626. So June 26th, we would have a whole Stitch themed day. We only played the soundtrack. Like it was like a whole thing. It had a big sale. It was a whole thing. Like that was, Stitch was everything, still is for Disney. So, I mean,
I love him.
It's not that it's a surprise, but it's just kind of like, whoa, you know what I'm saying? Like he's a character that is beloved by everyone.
I love him so much.
Yeah. Super funny, super cute.
The one thing I'll say is I'm mad that they didn't put Gantu in the movie.
I know. Kind of surprising, huh?
Gantu. Spoiler alert, so sorry.
Yeah. There wasn't much that was that different, which Disney does that pretty spot on, where it's almost word for word from their animated movies, which is crazy. Like Beauty and the Beast, that one's like word for word from the animated movie. Like I was like, why did we even remake it if it's word for word? You know what I'm saying? But this one wasn't like, it didn't feel that way. And they did add some extra stuff that I was kind of like, oh, whatever. It's an additive. It kind of adds more realism to the story. But, it was good. It was good. I liked it.
Yeah, it was cute. They did modernize some things, like in
like the cell
animation.
phone.
Yeah, and in the animation when they steal a bike or a trike instead of like a little battery powered car and stuff like that. So, but
yeah,
it was all good. I thought it was cute for what it was.
When Lilo said, spoiler, when Lilo said to David about like Nani, she's like, I read her text messages instead of her diary, because that's what she said in the original. She's like, I read her diary.
Yeah.
Oh, super cute. How was your day?
It was pretty good. Hung out with my uncle, but Annie. So
Oh yeah.
yeah, so poor little Anne. Last night her face started swelling up, and this morning I woke up. I gave her Benadryl last night, and because like I checked her teeth, because it's always like, does she have an abscess tooth or whatever, and I couldn't physically see anything, and she didn't really like mind me touching her face, but I woke up this morning and it was worse. So I called the vet. They had me drop her off, and turns out she does have an abscess tooth, and now she has to have surgery on Thursday. So I'm just like, Anne, what the fuck? Because last year in May is when she was having like her spinal cord issues and like not walking and stuff. And so I'm like, Anne, why do you always pick like, this can't be an annual thing that you have an issue. Like, stop doing
May.
that. You're freaking me out, dude. But yeah, she's just like, her one side of her face is all poofy. And I'm like, poor Anne. Because the vet's only open until they're like half day on Saturdays, so they were like, we're more equipped. Like the vet that looked at her, he was like, my surgery days are Thursday. As long as she's eating and drinking fine, we can wait until Thursday if you're comfortable with that. And I was like, yeah, because like, yeah, I'm gonna pay for my dog to get fixed, but also like I'm gonna pay less than the emergency amount if it's after hours, if she's fine, if they're not concerned about it, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
So I'm like, okay.
Yeah.
Thursday
Emergency
it is.
vets.
Well,
expensive.
so we had to do a drop-off appointment, which means they're booked full today. So I just go drop her off, and she just hangs out there until the vet can take a second to look at her between all of his other appointments. So
yeah, they do that at our vet too.
Yeah, and I was like, okay, Anne, well, be good. And they're like, she's such a nervous dog, and I'm like, yeah.
Her like,
I know she's side-eyed. She goes,
she's so cute.
and so I'm like, oh, poor Anne. But yeah, she's freaking me out because she's getting older. So
I know, yeah, that's the worst.
In July, she'll be 12.
No, yeah. I hate when they get older. It makes me so sad.
So she's fucking freaking every time something's wrong with her, because she's my first child, right?
Yeah.
I'm like, she's probably a nervous dog because I'm a nervous human. Like,
right.
Just like, my baby, what's wrong with her?
No one really talks about like your first dog and how special they are. Duchess is not my first dog, actually. Fun fact, I used to have a Pomeranian, and when she had to be put down, it was like, it was so devastating. But she was very sick, and there's just something about that first one where it's just kind of like, that shit taught me how to handle anything with Duchess, because like I literally had to take care of that Pomeranian like a baby. So, yeah, it was crazy. She's way easier.
Yeah.
And that's saying a lot. Well, because Duchess is a handful.
Yeah.
A handful.
Just like last year when she had her spinal cord issue, I was a fucking mess, dude, because it was like the first serious thing that had happened to her. And she literally couldn't walk. So I was like,
what the fuck?
I was like literally like shaking, crying, freaking the fuck out. And so it's different. It's like I know they're not kids, but they're like she's like my kid,
they are.
And I'm like, what's wrong with her?
Like,
I don't know. Like,
they are your kids, because like, honestly, taking care of a dog is like taking care of a forever toddler, depending on the personality of your dog. My dog is a forever toddler, so I will always have my hands full. She's grown out of a lot of different stages that I was very stressed that she would be in forever. But like, they need you. Like, when they're sick, they come to you and they want to be with you. Like, Duchess threw up the other day and she just immediately just like laid down next to me.
Yeah.
And I'm like, because think about it, like when you were a kid and you threw up, like, didn't you want your parents?
Well, so Annie
it's exactly the same.
Yeah. Annie this
You know?
morning, like I stayed at my parents' house last night because again, family's here. And I got up and I went upstairs and she's like, when we're at my parents' house, they're Mimo's babies, so I'm chopped liver or whatever, because grandma, right?
It's
But, like,
true.
if I say the word Mimo in front of Diesel, he's like, are we going? Freaks out. So, hold on, let me fix my bangs. Anyways, so I go upstairs. She's up there. I was like, let me see your face. Let me look at you. Let me scope you out. Let me poke and prod you. Like, what's going on? So I, like, get down on the floor, and she, like, right in between my legs, and she, like, puts her head right in my chest, like, top of her head right in my chest. And I'm like, Annie, I gotta look at your face. But she just, like, lays there. She wants me to pet her.
Yeah.
And then she lays down and rolls over and, like, open her mouth. And I couldn't see anything in there again. So, I mean, but, usually abscesses are in the gums. But I was just trying to see if I could see anything at all. And so I was like, dude, I hope it's just, like, you ate a bee or something. Because Diesel did that, like, 2 years ago. And he just did, like, a fat lip for, like, a couple hours. But the Benadryl didn't work at all. And so I was like, fuck. Okay, let me call the vet. Like, and I had her teeth checked actually like 2 weeks ago. That's the crazy thing.
That's the thing though, like with even us as humans, like it can just come out of nowhere.
I think
Just
if I remember
nowhere.
properly, because she has one broken tooth, and that's why I took her in the first time, is because she was throwing up a couple days. And so she had one broken tooth on the opposite side of where she's currently swollen. But I think he did notate that she had a cracked one or something back in that same area where she's swollen now. So I'm thinking that's what happened. Is it just decided to fudge up, but whatever.
Naturally, as it happens.
Just like, Annie, knock it
But
off.
you know what? I'm glad that it, like, I had told you this earlier, is that, like, I'm glad it's only that. Because, like, that's something that's a pretty easy fix usually.
But a standard procedure too.
It's a standard procedure. They do it all the time. My Boston Terrier, her face just swelled up one day and we're like, what's going on? It's got to be something like with the tooth. And sure enough, it was. And they did what they needed to do. Gave her some antibiotics and she was on her way. But yeah, I'm glad it's only that.
Yeah. Well,
because
we think they actually haven't done any diagnostic testing yet.
Oh, none of the extensive stuff.
Yeah, because he's like, to x-ray her, I have to sedate her. So if we're going to do that and pull it anyways, we should just do it all in one go.
That's a good idea.
I was like, you got it, boss.
Sick.
I'm like, when it comes to Annie, well, and Diesel, but he just hasn't had anything major yet, knock on wood. When it comes to Annie, I'm like, you tell me what to do because I can't make these decisions. Like, normally I'm pretty calm, cool, collected in most situations, at least during. And then after is when I freak out. Not with Anne. I can't handle it.
It's a lot. It's very stressful. And, like, I hate taking Duchess to the vet because I have PTSD from my Pomeranian because it was such a bad experience. And I don't ever wish that on anyone. But I have, like, from the second Duchess was a puppy, I was like, I didn't, like, when she got fixed, I was terrified of them putting her to sleep. I was like, like, I was, like, Sierra worked at that vet at that time. I was like, is she okay? Is she breathing? Is she alive? Is everything okay? Like, she's like, Madeline, if you don't take a damn chill pill, I swear to God. And I was like, I'm sorry. I just get very
your babies,
nervous.
So it just is crazy. I'm like, God forbid, if I'm like this with a dog, when I have
Imagine
kids,
a real one. A actual one, like a
mess.
child.
Yeah. Yeah. I don't know.
Yeah.
She's my first love, though, so what can I say?
Yeah. I will say that have you been watching, like, actually watching the TikToks that I've been sending you?
Some of them. I haven't watched any of the new ones you sent me.
Well,
I just don't even reply to certain ones because it's like, what the actual fuck?
Okay, yes, but the one I'm going to talk about, I want to talk about Hiccup at Epic Universe in Universal Orlando. Can we please? Can we
Because
please
he's your new
talk
crush
about it?
or what?
Oh my gosh, yes he is.
I want to talk about that hot air balloon pilot. I don't know his name. I don't know where he's at, but he is a beautiful man.
I can show it here. I can show him here. Okay, I'm a little bit too excited. This is concerning. Okay.
I'm scared.
I sent the video to you. You freaking.
Y'all don't even know. Y'all think we're named. Hold on. You guys think we're named the Fear Babes because we review Project Fear's episodes is one of our things that's like 50-50 of the reason of our podcast? No, we're called the Fear Babes because Madeline sends me shit that genuinely scares me, okay?
This doesn't. But
That's
the thing
why.
the thing I sent you the other day was crazy. I could never show that on the internet.
The thing is, my question is, what are you looking at that your algorithm is like, you need to see this video?
Okay, I didn't. It just, okay. I don't know what my algorithm is. I'm
not saying you looked it up. I'm saying your algorithm is fucked up enough that it was like, you need to see this.
Dude, that was awesome.
That
was so funny.
That's where the concern lies for me.
Literally, you said, Madeline Elizabeth, what the actual fuck?
Yeah, because honestly, like, first of all, whoever created that, what the actual fuck? Second of all,
they're them, not me.
Second of all, why? Third of all, where? Fourth of all, why? And then you saw this and was like, I need to send it to Berg. So yes, this is why we're actually called the Fear Babes. Is because if you guys saw my direct messages on TikTok or Instagram from Madeline, you would also be scared. Okay?
What do I say?
Look me in the eyes. This shit is scary. Send.
Now that one that I sent you genuinely was a little concerning, but I couldn't just keep it to myself. I sent it to everyone. I sent it to everyone I knew.
Which is 4 people?
A lot of people. What the fuck?
I don't think you sent it to everyone you know.
Okay. I sent it to Leah. I definitely sent it to Sierra. I showed it to Samuel.
There's a few people you didn't send it to that I know that you probably didn't send it to.
No, I did send it to them. I'm just kidding. Can I show you Hiccup? Can I show everyone Hiccup, please?
Go for it.
Oh my gosh, I hope it comes up. Okay. This is by Andrew_Spandy, by the way. Fucking shut up right now. Done. Book me a flight to Universal Orlando. Not Orlando.
Question is, why are we going to things like Pennhurst when we could be going to Orlando?
I would much rather go and do that. Like, I was sitting there telling my family, I was like, we need to pack up and fucking head to Universal Orlando immediately. I need to meet Hiccup at Epic Universe. They have so many other cool things in Epic Universe that I would love to see as well. But it's like, stop. Halt traffic. I'm actually, you know what? A bus needs to just drive right through me, hit me, and, let me just go on about my life, because that's how I feel right now. The devastation is that real.
Mm.
The silence is so funny because you don't know what to say, but can you guys just please just like fangirl with me, because what the fuck? Like, okay, and he's so good at being Hiccup. Like, they had him on the Today Show.
It's because he's attractive, not because he's Hiccup and good at it.
He's a good actor too. It's both.
So anyways,
I'm a little embarrassed now because you're
Why?
like
First of all, embarrassment.
giving me the judgment.
I'm not judging you at all. That was more an argument than a judgment. Did I not say he was attractive?
No, I didn't hear it.
Judging is whatever the fuck you said to me when I was like, this is my new crush. And you're like, this is acceptable. Like, that's judgment.
Wait, who?
The fucking hot air balloon guy.
I didn't say he was acceptable.
You said something along those lines.
Wait.
This one I get is what you said.
Yeah, because I get this one.
That's judgment. I said to you, he's attractive. That's not a judgment.
Okay, show us. Go ahead.
This one I get is a judgment.
It ain't. But go ahead.
Yeah, it is. It's a judgment to other crushes I've had. Which is funny because you've had the same exact crushes as me. So, that's just weird. I don't know if it's gonna
Not
work.
all of them. You don't get queso. Okay, this one, yeah. For sure.
I said I get queso,
Dude.
as in you're attracted to his personality.
Yeah, well, here's the thing.
You're
Here's
the one
thing,
who
too.
keeps making up that I don't understand your crush on queso. You
No, you actually
created
support
that-
it.
You created
actually-
that narrative in your head.
Like, real talk, you actually support my crush on queso. Like, actually.
I just don't watch his videos because they're not like... Some of them I watch. I don't watch all of them because I'm not into the spooky stuff, spooky games the way you are.
Oh, love it.
Repo,
but yeah.
yes. Other things, no.
I get it. I did want to say there was one guy. No, okay. No, I know what I was going to say. Dudes with beards.
It's
You
a
know
certain
that-
type of beard, though.
It's this very, like, particular type.
For me,
that just-
personally, it's just the nice... You're just covered.
It's the clean. Yeah.
Yeah.
The clean here.
Mm-hmm.
It's like... I'm going to be careful with my words, but yeah.
Keep going. What were you going to say?
I was
like
going to
beards.
say something very explicit. I was going to say eat me up. But, yeah.
Well, yeah, generally. That's kind of usually one of the goals, right?
I don't like that word.
What? Goals? You don't like the word goals?
No.
Why?
I just like dudes with beards. Hi, Smiley.
Why don't you
Yeah.
like the word goal?
I don't like any words ever.
What is even going on right
I don't know. I completely lost my train of thought.
now? Beards. We were talking about beards.
Oh yeah, beards are hot, dude. Like if you have a beard, I'm sold.
Not on everybody. Most people.
Some
most men.
dudes, some men, the beards just don't do it for me. You know, like
I've seen
it's a
some
very, like
pretty
you said,
weak beards, yeah.
it's a very particular type, and that guy has the type. Like I can't explain it.
The hot air balloon guy? Or
Yeah,
Hiccup?
he has no. Hiccup didn't have a beard
No,
wiener.
but he could. And you showed us one
If
video.
he did, like there are some dudes that like just don't look right with beards. I go either way. Like there are some dudes that are just like,
Look how the dog is just staring right at your
dude,
face.
she stares her,
She's like-
she will stare into your soul. Like she is so funny. This is my mom's dog Smiley, everyone.
Cute.
She's like half asleep right now.
I'll have to show you guys Annie's swollen face before we pop off of this little boy.
But yeah, beards are cool. Just like Kesha said, I like your beard.
Mhm. And then there's the Eminem song, Kill Shot, where he's dissing MGK. And MGK said something about his beard, and then he's mocking him. He was like, your beard is weird. Fucking weird beard.
So funny. Your beard is weird, like a weird beard.
So anyways, we've hit 30 minutes, and we haven't
Yeah.
talked about anything that we meant
Nothing.
to. Should I show Annie
Yeah.
now or later?
Now, real quick.
I'm have to grab her. Hold on. Hold on, guys.
Oh, I get to be the person of entertainment. Should we look at more
No, not
Hiccup thirst traps?
Annie.
We absolutely should.
No
Let's
D's.
see.
Annie.
Do 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 do.
Diesel. Anne, come here for a second.
Do 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 do.
No D's.
Okay, what do you
No
guys
diesels
know?
allowed.
What do y'all know about Anakin Skywalker?
Anne, come here. Come here. Show your swolly face. Come here, little swollen. Come here. Come here. Come on. Come on. Can you see it? Look at your face.
Oh,
No, this way.
no,
Do you
goodness.
see her eye? It's
Yeah.
like squishied.
Oh,
Poor
poor
Annie.
baby.
Okay, you can stay if you're quiet. Her poor eye is like.
Poor sweetness.
Here, I have a picture actually. Like, dude, if you're gonna pant like that, we can hear you.
Like,
I'm
we
gonna
hear
kick you out of here.
everything. Yeah.
It's weird how it does that with video, but not with mic.
Funny, huh?
Can you see it?
No, sweet baby.
She looks sad.
She does.
Okay.
In pain, because it hurts. Like,
That's the other thing I was gonna
ouch.
say is she's weird because like if I mess with her, dude. Hey. Do you need to leave? She's like, what the fuck are you just saying to me? When I mess with her, like when she had her spinal cord injury, I was like filling her up, like touching her back, her legs, everything, trying to figure out what was wrong with her, and she's just so stoic. But then when you get to the vet, that's when she's like, and I'm like, stop
Really?
being strong for me. Like, if you're got an issue, I need to know about it because I'm the one that's going to get you fixed. Come
exactly.
Thank you. Love you. See you soon. Dees, do you have anything to say to the people? Okay, thanks. Bye. That was him sniffing you guys. And it's all over my mic.
Ew, the snoots.
We're just gonna flip that around.
So we were gonna talk about last weekend, but I don't know exactly what about last weekend now that I think about it, because I'm like, so much happened and we were so busy and it was strictly work, no play, minimal play.
I would say we had a little bit.
We had fun, for sure. Just, it was mostly work.
Mm-hmm. Being a vendor is very...
It's a lot.
It's a lot of work.
It's a lot of work. It's a lot of...
There we go, finally.
Honestly, I should have called up, like, a dude or something and been like, yo, can you please help me set up this tent? Because, like, I don't want to.
Hold the phone. Back it up.
Yeah.
Me and my mom did a fantastic job at that.
You did, but I didn't want to carry all of that. Like, I'm not strong. Yes, the carrying part. We could have
hired people for that, yeah.
We should have done something because that was not fun. And your mom was like strange as fuck. Like, yeah, my mom obviously could not do that. So yeah, I didn't want to do that. Like, honestly, when I say the epitome of hot girl was not at Pennhurst for me personally, I mean it. I was not the epitome of hot girl. I was sweaty. I had sweat in places I didn't want to have sweat. I was strong. I was carrying some stuff.
You gotta be a hot girl and a buff girl, homie. Did you see that? And my shirt just like...
I do have muscles. It's not fat. It's muscle. See, let me show it to you. Nobody judge me.
I'm just kidding.
All right, here we go.
Nice.
You can't say that doesn't look good.
I said nice.
That's strong.
A bicep.
Pretty hot, huh?
Look at my tattoo. Can you see
it's
it?
sick. Yeah.
It's a UFO. It's a UFO.
Yeah. So, aside from that, though, that scared me so bad.
You were like, supposed to be paying attention.
Well, I was thinking about, like, the trip. I think the worst part about a trip like that one is the driving for me personally, because I hate driving and we had to drive really, really far.
Mm-hmm.
But aside from that and like having to carry stuff, like, it was a good weekend. Like, we went to Philly. Traffic was crazy.
I was like, why did you?
Because think about it, like, it was not like that when we came the last time to Pennhurst.
Oh, it was.
The traffic was not like that.
Dude, you didn't sit in the front seat. Neither of us did. Different experience. It was 100% like that last time.
I just don't remember the sit like the standstill traffic like that to that extent. I really truthfully don't, but it was also a Sunday, and I think that's why it was different. And we went to Philly on a Thursday,
Mm-hmm.
and there was a lot going on. Apparently there was a graduation and all kinds of stuff. So that wasn't great, but like seeing all the things that we saw were great. Would you say so?
This time or last time? Because we only saw one thing this time. We walked a lot more this time, which gave a different perspective. Like, we went into that, like, God, what was it called? Like, Reader's Market or something like that? But I don't know why it's called Reader's Market, because it was nothing but food. But
it was
cool.
called Reading Street, right? Reading Street Market?
No, it was just, like, 2 words. It was Reading's Market or something like that.
Yeah, it was something of that sort. That was cool to see.
Food and produce and candy shops and bakeries. And it was like all indoors, and it was just like grab and go type of situation. Like order, take your food, leave. That was kind of cool. I've never experienced anything like that before.
Me neither.
Like, walking through there to go to the bathroom.
Like, I thought I knew what it was because I remember looking at you and I was like, oh, this kind of reminds me of the place that I went to in Raleigh. But when we got in there, I was like, this doesn't at all. Like, in Raleigh, and there are places like this in Charlotte too. I think Optimus Hall in Charlotte is kind of like this, where they have like different food places that you can go to within one big place. It's like a mall for food, kind of. But, like, it was set up differently. So, I don't know how to explain it. But, yeah, I have never seen anything like that before. It was so cool. It was so fun.
It was cool. It was very people-y in there, though. So, it kind of felt a little crowded. But, like, the candy shop was cool. I'm just a type of person, like, when I was growing up, I didn't get to do a lot of kid things that kids you would think should do. And so, like, when I see a candy store, I don't care if I'm buying anything or not. I'm like, I have to go in the candy store. So, like,
no, I love going into candy stores. We saw that,
and we were like, candy store, let's go.
Well, they had a sign on the outside that said that they sold Swedish candy, and I looked at Bergen, and I was like, we going in, right?
They did.
Because, like,
they had a lot.
Yeah, they had a lot of different Swedish candy, and it was really good.
Things. Yeah.
Yeah, which the peeler things and like the squashies and stuff, I've had all of that before. They sell it at Five and Below. Mm-hmm. Do you have Five and Below where you are?
Nope.
Oh, okay. Well, that's an experience within itself. It's super. I love Five and Below because you can get candy like that, and there's also Pop Shelf and stuff. They sell all that kind of candy. So I've had that before, but I also tried the Dubai chocolate bar, which is not great. It was not as good as I thought it would be, but it could be that specific one. So I don't know.
Like milk chocolate, like I have.
Yeah.
Most chocolates because they have dairy in them.
Right. Yeah. I will say my brother tried it. And he said it wasn't very good to him either. So I was like, okay, it's not just me.
Isn't it like pistachio filling? Is that's the thing?
Yeah. Well, see, here's the thing. Like, I like pistachio stuff.
Yeah.
I love pistachio flavored, like, coffee, treats, ice cream, like, whatever. But it's not that threw me off. I don't know what it was. It just wasn't my vibe, I guess. I think I need to give it one more good shot, like of a different brand to really get my, because sometimes you can go to an ice cream shop and you'll be like, this ice cream sucks, but then you go to another one down the street and you're like, this place fucks hard. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, absolutely. But it's just one of those things. Wasn't too impressed with the one I tried. We did not get to see Independence Hall. Because apparently it was completely sold out for the day that we were going there.
Hold on. You missed something. Go back to
the
candy shop. Do you know what we did find? Was the gumballs that had like the nerds in them.
Yes.
I haven't seen those since I was like 10. So
yeah, that was awesome. So fun.
Fun fact about Berg. 2 things that I love. Love. probably shouldn't do anyways. Cotton candy and bubble gum, okay? Like, love it. Obsessed. So
Me too.
when I saw those, I was like, buying. I didn't even look at the price tag. I was like, these are mine, thank you.
Yeah, they were like, I thought that they were pretty cheap for as many as you get. They were like $6 for that.
No, $5.
And so like, it was like, I had to bring them home with me because Bert couldn't. So all that's left now is like the lemon and the orange ones. I don't remember eating any, but apparently I must have on the way home.
What's weird though is some of them had like nerds in them and some of them had sugar in them.
Yeah. The orange ones have sugar. Yeah. So
I think, like,
weird.
The grape ones and the watermelon ones were like nerds, but the other ones were sugar.
Those are the best. The watermelon is my favorite. It was not as good as I thought it would be.
It did not. No. So for watermelon candy is my favorite. Like, watermelon is my favorite candy flavor.
Me too.
So I love everything watermelon. Close second with bubblegum would be grape. But the strawberry one, I was like more excited about it than what it tasted like, if that makes sense. I was like
100%. Gross. Yeah, I feel the same way entirely. I'm definitely like, I like to try new things when it comes to sweets, like obviously like the pistachio stuff. There's this ice cream shop in Morehead City. Oh my gosh, I wish I knew what it was called. They make fresh ice cream there, and they get some of their milk from Jersey. I think they have another place in Jersey, and some of it from the farm here. And it's so, like, their pistachio ice cream is so good. But like, that's just me like kind of going off on like my little flavor tangent, because I love birthday cake flavor. I will always try like the odd flavor. Mint chocolate chip. Love mint chocolate chip. So good. Like, I'm obsessed. You know, so watermelon. I'm gonna try it.
I'll tell you, when you have dairy-free ice cream, your flavor profiles are different. And so what I liked back when I was having dairy ice cream is different than what I like versus like non-dairy ice cream. And so personally, I 100%. Think oat milk ice cream is the best alternative, because oat milk provides an extra creaminess to things versus like I'm not like pistachio milk, almond milk, cashew milk. I feel like you can taste the nut flavor too much. My brain can't correlate that combination. It's like yuck. So
yeah, for sure.
Coconut milk works in certain situations. It's not good in all situations, like, because it's got the sweetness to it. Even if it's unsweetened coconut milk, it provides that coconut flavor that you don't want in certain things like mac and cheese. Like,
right, exactly.
So oat milk, personally in my opinion, is the best alternative. And I will say coffee oat milk ice cream is the bomb. Like, that is a solid flavor. I used to be a big mint chocolate chip girly. The dairy-free ice creams that I can get in mint chocolate chip are not the best. So
I've had dairy-free ice cream before, because I think everyone has like a dairy allergy to some extent, to be completely honest with you. So same like with wheat. Just throw it out there. Definitely, for sure, because like, first of all, we're not even supposed to be drinking cow's milk, but that's a whole different tangent we're not even supposed to be going on. But I did try dairy-free ice cream one time, and it wasn't my vibe, because you just have to like have what you can have, you know what I'm saying? So like, I don't know, it wasn't the best. So I get
you gotta get the right kind. Yeah, there's certain ones that are like,
for sure.
Well, and that's like, gonna bother me. Personally, let me put you all on something. Oatly oat milk ice cream. That's the one. Anyways,
Oatly's good. Yeah.
Keep in mind, I live in Casper, Wyoming. Already, everything has to be shipped here. It's a hard place to get alternatives anyways, so there's probably shit I haven't been able to try that might be better. Full disclosure, totally know that. Anyways, we need to get back on topic.
I know.
The experience of Pennhurst. So Thursday, my mom and I arrived at 5:30 in the morning.
Yeah, that was
Mads
rough.
and her mom came and got us. We took a little napski, went into Philly, did all these things we just talked about. We went to the Liberty Bell. I like to make jokes and say the Statue of Litterby's Bell, but we went to the Liberty Bell. That was cool to take our moms to.
Yeah,
That's pretty much all we really did in Philly as, like, for touristy type of things.
Yeah,
Because-
it's like we did a lot but didn't.
Yeah. Other things were just not available at the time. We had a full plan of Friday morning we'll come back to the city and do the other stuff we didn't get to do. Like, we were going to go to Betsy Ross' house. We were going to go to Independence Hall. We went to the grocery store, and on the way back to the general vicinity of where our Airbnb was, the traffic was so bad that all four of us collectively were like, we're not coming to the city tomorrow. We're just going to sleep in instead.
Worth it. That was so
Yeah.
great.
Because Friday, Chris and Riley came to see us. Yay!
Yay!
Shout out Chris and Riley. Love you so much. Miss you
Literally love you, miss you, because you guys are great.
already. So anyways, that was a whole fun time. That I'm going to keep on the DL because that's for us, not for you. But shout out to them because we love them.
Yeah, we didn't even vlog with them.
We vlogged them showing up, but then Mom overrode that whole experience.
Yeah, that was
So,
crazy.
I will say this one situation. My mom, she had a migraine, unfortunately, that day. But Mads and I, we haven't seen Riley for like a year and a half. And then Chris, like
Almost
3 years?
Yeah, almost 3 years.
Fucking nuts, bro. So we
Crazy.
were, it's excitement, but it's like the, oh my gosh, this is happening, I'm frozen in time excitement type of situation. At least for
Definitely.
me personally. I'm not going to speak for Mads. She just agreed
Yeah.
with that. So we had this big bay window, and they pull up, and it's literally like looking right at them, right in their vehicle. And me and Mads were like, oh my god, Chris and Riley on here.
Just like vibrating, just like
We're like, like toddlers. And so my mom's like, you guys are not excited enough. She gets up, starts jumping up and down. She's like, oh my god, they're here. Like freaking out.
We're
open
like-
the door. She's bouncing around, runs out, hugs Chris. She's like, oh my god, it's Chris. And I'm like, she's never met him in her whole life and vice versa so far. And I was like, this my mom. They were like, I can tell.
I can tell.
So poor mom made herself more sick after doing that, but it was fun to witness.
Yeah, my mom's just sitting there like, I'm here for the ride. What's up?
We did start vlogging that. Like when they pulled up, we were
Yeah.
like, this is so cute and we're so excited. And then yeah, I don't know if you continued the vlog of that piece of everything or not, but
Nope.
yeah, it was just too much fun. Not enough business. That's fine.
That was a great day. It was an awesome day.
It was
Ugh.
one of my favorite things about the trip, honestly. Making
yeah.
salsa. Moving past that. So anyway,
Dude, we did so good making that salsa.
we did, but under the influence, we were like, how does
It was
one
awesome.
make a salsa? Anyways, so then we went and set up our tent, and that's all we set up was the tent and the tables that night. Because why you making the face?
Because, like, I'm just not... Me nor my mom, we're obviously, like, observant kind of girls. We don't be doing the stuff. We just be like, yeah. Yeah, whatever you just said. Yeah. That? Oh, this. No? Oh, okay. Can you show it to me? Because I can't. Okay. Sick. All right. I'm going to do it completely wrong. I hope you know that. Okay, cool. Like, we're that kind of person when it comes to, like, mechanical stuff. Bergie and her mom, the complete opposite. They're like, yeah, you do this, and yeah, you just walk in, and me and mom are like, Yeah. What?
That's so funny.
What'd they say? Because,
Your
like,
face.
I didn't get that. And then Bergie's mom would be like, Mads, you do this, blah, blah, blah. And I'm like, huh? Like, it was literally like that. And it's always been that way because, like, I have a stepdad that's a very much a dude that does everything. He just goes and does it and rock stars it. And me and mom are just like, cool. We just show up to the function, you know?
Why is your camera getting blurry?
Is it? Because it doesn't look blurry to me.
Oh yeah, it's blurry on my end, so I'm hoping that doesn't affect our recording. But
The fuck?
I will say, rolling up to Pennhurst 2 years after being there was an interesting experience.
It was
Just
different.
because it was like, we've been here, but like different situation. And then also, rolling up as a vendor was wild too. And so, we go park. They tell us where our spot is. Turns out we're right across from like Ghost Brothers, and it was gonna be Ghost Hunters. They ended up moving them the next morning, but we were like, "Fuck yeah, bro, prime spot!" And so
It was a pretty good spot.
because our tent where we were, we had traffic from two sides of the tent instead of just like one, so that was pretty dope. And so yeah, it just was like it was the weird part was we had been together for almost 2 days already. Well, yeah, between 24 and 48 hours. And it was like, what we were there to do did not feel real to me until that moment.
Yeah. Yeah, I think, like, it was just, like, interesting as a whole. I realized that it was harder for me to do it than I thought it would be. Like, promoting yourself to people that are just kind of like, I think the worst part about it all, like, as a vendor, is that with these paranormal celebrities there, they kind of are getting the attention of everyone, and that is why the people are here. They'll maybe, possibly buy some stuff from vendors, check out vendors, but mostly, especially where we were, even though it was a great spot, we got a lot of traffic, we did get to talk to a lot of people, but like, it's also kind of like a negative too, because like people wouldn't even pay us any attention, like they wouldn't even look our way, and it's just like, what am I, chopped liver?
So
Like, what's going on?
the main thing with Pennhurst is they let general admission in at 11:30.
Yep.
And they close at 5. And
Yep.
if you want to go see Josh Gates, for example, his line is 4 hours. So do
Yeah.
the math. Like,
Yeah, it was a lot. And like, you got to think about it like this too. I don't know how long Ghost Hunters were. I could tell you just from us sitting there and observing, like, Ghost Brothers were probably, Ghost Brothers were definitely probably about an hour and a half,
at
2
least,
hours.
yeah.
So, Project Fear is always long.
At least 2 to 3 hours every time.
And then Josh Gates was the big one this year. Like, that's what majority of people were there for, believe it or not.
And we were told his line was 4
Yeah.
hours.
4 plus maybe.
Mm-hmm.
And it's like, that doesn't give them time to do anything else. So
Nope.
if we were to hypothetically do another event, of course we would like to do an event that Project Fear's at the same time, but realistically, I don't know if that would be plausible again, because just the cards that were dealt with, you know. But yeah, that was a big downside to it all. And actually, like, a lot of vendors around us were like, are you guys making any sales? Are you?
It was like the general consensus across at least the area we were in, because like where we were,
It was our area for sure.
we were facing one of the buildings. I don't even know which one it was, but on the other side of the building was more vendors, and then there was vendors in the Devon building, And then there was vendors on the other side of the Devon building.
Yeah.
And we ended up having to walk over there because we went, I don't even remember what we went to do, but we got stuck and they were like, this is an exit only. You have to go all the way around. And there were so many vendors over there. I had no idea. And so
you want to know something? I think they are the ones that did the best because, spoiler alert, we were in a Facebook private group for vendors, and there are people in there that were like, we made record numbers, we did this, this, and this. And I'm like, okay, but in our area and close to where Project Fear were and stuff, those people, they were not like doing good sales wise. Like a lot of people were like, nobody's even like we'll try to talk to people and they're just like, like, you know what I'm saying? So
we were also near the puppies. So
yep.
Like,
so we had a lot of distractions.
Shiny. But so my thing was, Mads and I, we finally figured out a spiel we were gonna do. So it was like, my thing was, if people had fear gear on, if they looked at our table, or if they were close enough for me to catch their attention and they made eye contact with me, I was like, yo.
Yeah.
And so I was like, do you like podcasts? If they said yes, then I was like, do you like Project Fear? If they said yes, then I was like, perfect. We're a podcast that covers Project Fear. Like, here you go. Here's my business card. So we were just kind of, like I said, any of those three things, I was like, what's up? Talk to me. Let's see what's happening here.
Yep.
So, and most people were real nice. Some people didn't like podcasts and didn't know Project Fear. Whether that's true or not my business. That's on them.
Yeah.
However, people were like, I don't really listen to podcasts. I was like, want to start? You just gotta sell it, you know? But
yeah.
we had a lot of good conversations with people. You know, some people were quick, brief, and that's totally fine. And other people were like, I'm gonna sit here and tell you my experiences, and that was cool too. And the other thing that was fun for me was other podcasters.
Yeah.
So we would like, we were trading basically business cards with people. And it was like, gotta collect them all, like Pokemon, right? Like,
it's
that
true.
was super fun.
Talk to a lot of cool people. A lot.
Yeah. Shout out all the people from the Fear Club, by the way, because there
yeah,
were so many people that were like, I'm in the Fear Club. And I was like, fuck yeah, my dude. Like,
I was like, wait, what? Because I think it's sometimes like one of those moments where we had a lot of people who knew who we were that we didn't know. And we were like, what? You know us? Like, you've listened to it? What? This is so cool. Like, we would always get so giddy afterwards. We'd be like, yeah. And just like, yeah. Did you love that?
That was my favorite thing, was like talking to other Fear fan members.
Mm-hmm.
What was I gonna
super
say?
cool.
You know what else was super fun? Because we were across from Ghost Brothers, and we were also across from Nick and Tessa Groff. Patty Negri was near us. Sorry if I said her name wrong.
Katrina Weidman.
Yeah, there was a couple others under that same tent. My favorite thing was watching people see their favorite celebrities and getting so excited.
So excited.
It was the cutest thing I've ever seen, and I'm also like, do we look like that?
Well, you know what's cool too is that when we had people like that, you know, would say, yeah, I like Project Fear, we just met them. It was so cool. It was our first time meeting them. We're like, oh, like, yeah, they're great. I'm just kidding. Yeah, I was like, yeah, they're great. Like, they're awesome, right? Like, and everybody's like, yeah, like, they're so down to earth. They're great. And I'm like, yeah, they really are. Like, I'm so glad that you had a great experience. Not that there's any reason to not, but you know what I'm saying? Like, I love seeing people just be so ecstatic and so happy. Like, it makes you happy.
Yeah.
Because it's like, you know, we're on a paranormal location that within itself, it was very energy draining.
I was going to say. So
like,
being at Pennhurst physically, like, Saturday was so weird because I honestly feel like my energy was being played tug of war with. Like, one minute I'm tired and exhausted, the next I'm full of energy. And it was
Struggling.
like literally within like 5-minute increments, like all day long. And I was like, what is happening? And then I had to keep reminding myself, we are on grounds of a haunted location. Like,
Yeah, I
and
mean,
it's crazy.
it was hard because like Burgundy, as soon as we left the property, we got about like a mile out and she was like, does anyone else like suddenly feel really like better, or like is that just me? And I was like, no, like I feel like I have an energy surge all of a sudden.
Yeah, it was
Like,
wild. Like, I was so tired, like near the end.
exhausted.
Like, so, okay, here's the thing we didn't tell you guys. We had to get up at 5 o'clock both days.
Yep.
Don't know if you know this. Sleeping bitchy over here. She don't get enough sleep. That's where her name comes
I did pretty good overall though.
You did. On this trip specifically.
Honestly,
you did great. However, there's a reason you have that nickname, right?
Yeah.
Second, I, contrary to popular belief, am not a morning person at all. So
yeah,
I'm like, this is rough for us, okay? But we did the damn thing.
it was hard.
So
yeah,
getting up at 5 a.m., getting ready, going to get coffee, going to Pennhurst, setting up your booth, waiting around after that. Because honestly, once we figured out what we wanted, it was like, done, we're ready.
yeah.
But then you have to sit there and wait for them to let people in. And here's the thing with the RIP tickets, because RIP was let in at 9, VIP was let in at 10, general admin's 11:30. RIP and VIP is really to go get in line early, right? So nobody in that general time frame, like people would walk by and look at our stuff, and we would engage with them. But for the most part, it was pretty quiet, and so we're sitting there for hours with not a lot going on. And so
Yeah, we would get there at like, it was the latest we could be there was 8:30, but it was
like 8.
Well, the first day it was 8:30. The second day it was 8, right?
No, it was 8 both days.
Well, either way, it was still pretty.
Parked.
It was very early, and like obviously, like we had a good parking spot, but we all just had a general consensus that in order to get a good parking spot and in order to just go ahead and get things done and set up how we wanted it to, we were just going to get there at like 7:30, right? So we got there closer to like 7:15, so like a healthy middle.
Yeah.
And we got an excellent parking spot and we set up, and just keep that in mind, like what Burgundy said, from like 7 to like 11:30 when they let general admission in, we were just fucking around.
Yeah.
We were walking around all over the place.
She had like a Nido thing, and we were just like throwing it back and forth.
Yeah, my Nido.
We were just like dinking around.
Yeah.
And then it's like, but the energy of Pennhurst itself. And then you have the energy of like people. So I don't know if anybody, like obviously the paranormal podcast, so empathetic people probably listen to this so they can relate. But like I also feed off of other people's energy. So
same, yeah.
You got all these energies walking by you, man. Not just the level of haunted location energies, but then you have all of these excitement and anxiety and it's just wild. And so that in and of itself was an experience.
Yeah, it was. I definitely think that doing this kind of showed me like how much I feel like I've changed in the last year, because like my social anxiety, like I used to not really have social anxiety much, but like suddenly it's just like it just happened, and it's like weird. So like the reason why I have my Nido is because I can squish it. I also have other toys that I didn't even bring out that I'm gonna show people probably eventually, but like I have a little it's like a pull apart crocodile that I can play with, and it's just nice to like have my hands do something. But that Nido went through it. Okay, that thing looks busted.
That Nido dirty. That Nido got Pennhurst dirt on it.
I need a new one.
Yeah.
She's looking rough.
Yeah, it was a good time though. Yeah. And then the other thing that was fun for me is the shirt that Madeline is wearing right now. I like my weenies roasted, okay?
Yeah.
So we put the shirts on the corner because I'm like, we got people walking both directions, right?
Yep.
So I want those like front and center. So I put them right on the corner of the table. And most people would read it, and whether they got the joke or not, they would laugh. So here's the joke.
They thought it was
right?
funny.
Shout out to y'all if you day one Fear Babes listeners. So oftentimes we call the boys weenies, right? Oftentimes we specifically call Dakota a weenie, right? So I don't know if y'all know this or not, but on that shirt, the weenie has Dakota's hair. Shout out me for designing it. You're welcome, Dacky. So
Has the hair.
ooh, boobies. Anyways.
Oh, they're there.
So it has Dak's hair. So the best part was, even people who are like, I don't know about Project Fear, everyone thought it was funny, okay?
They did.
And then anybody who was a Fear Fam member, I was like, bro, check this out. Like, and
that
then it was
weenie's
just funnier.
Dakota.
Yeah, because we'd be roasting their asses. So it was just a great topic of conversation in general. I love that. Also, the stickers. The stickers were like fish to bait. Like, they were shiny, and so people were like, what's that?
What's
they
shiny?
were walking by.
Yeah.
And so I think I didn't necessarily strategically place things like that, but it worked out. And I just love the fact that people would just like, I like my weenies roasted, as they're like walking by.
Yeah.
And I was like, it's funnier even to the point where they did, like, if they don't understand the joke, that's what was so funny to me. I was like,
It's funny. It's funny because the weenie has hair. Like, even if you don't know what it is, it's just like, what the fuck? You know? Like, why does it have hair? Like, you know, something I'm missing here.
yeah. So
So,
that was fun. Yeah, I think the worst part, honestly, was Sunday. The wind was so bad. Like, we roll up and our tent was fucked, you guys. Like,
yeah, it was gone pretty
the
much.
top of it, we had 2 walls on the side. All of it was ripped off. Some of the Velcro was broken. The tent, the structure itself was like kind of busted. Like, it's like,
Yep.
it was still intact, but it was like bent a little. Some
Yep.
pieces were broken. We forgot weights, so we got like gallons of water that were like 8 pounds each. We bungee corded them all. Those were like, some of them were like rolled away farther from the tent than you would think.
No idea how that's even possible.
So it was just wild. So we show up, we have to reset up the whole ass tent, fixed it, right? Got it structured. We put the 2 walls on. That acted as a fucking sail with the wind. So we decided to take those off. Well, this banner here, we bungeed it to the top of the tent, but then we also like used the bottom and bungeed it to some bags to weigh it down. That turned into a sail. So we let the bottom bungees go. That thing's whipping so hard it was wrapping itself up.
Well, I did want to say too about like the whole tent situation is that, like, just for context, is that like we were not ignorant as far as like we didn't just place the tent out there just to like place it and left.
We lowered
like,
it, dude.
The tent was secured in the ground. It was like literally roped to the ground, and it had weights on it, and it was lowered. So
it was staked to the ground.
Yeah, it should have been good. Like, that's the part that confused me. And like, obviously, like, maybe it's just because like I'm paranormal's on the mind, but a part of me is like, a lot of people were saying that the wind was crazy, but I'm like, have you guys never been to a beach before? Because the winds get insane, and I've never seen a tent do that ever.
I got one for you. Have you ever been to Wyoming before?
No.
Like, I'm not even joking, people. Like, Wyoming, like where I live, 30-mile-per-hour wind gusts is just a Tuesday here. So, like 40, 50, we get 90. We've gotten 120-mile-per-hour wind gusts before. Semi-trucks just fall over, okay? So, like, I've had tents like that before, you know, graduation parties,
Yep.
fucking camping,
Yep.
like The whole 9 yards, okay?
Yep.
Nothing like this ever experienced in my life.
No.
So it was weird because we lowered the tent, so it was probably standing like what, 3 feet high, because this is what everybody around us did. Okay, there's 200 vendors at this event. This is the advice from people who have done this before.
Like you're supposed to bunker
everyone.
down, because the lower you are, the less likely it is that it's gonna catch wind and lift up, right? So
Yeah.
something weird was going on with that. I mean, like the top of my tent, it was brand new, and it's ripped now, which is fine because like most of the time it's used for the beach anyway, which is it's due to have damage, which is the whole purpose in buying a tent, because it's really great for that. But it was just like, why are the gallon jugs like across the fucking yard out here? Like, what the fuck?
From our tent to the tables for like Ghost Brothers, they were like halfway over. So I was like,
the fuck? Yeah, that was weird.
Yeah.
Shout out to the guy that he was a Pennhurst worker. Yeah.
Put it back together. Well, not together. He put everything under our tables.
Yeah, so it would be there when we got there on Sunday. Yeah, honestly, W guy, freaking legend. Thank you.
Yeah.
I don't think we could have ever thanked him enough, because we would have been fucked. We would have been like out there just like raw dogging
Sunburns.
it. Yeah.
Sunburns galore, man.
So
Sunday
weird.
The wind was crazy because all of our merch, like we put water bottles in the t-shirts because all our merch was like blowing around. Our business cards were blowing around.
I was so annoyed.
Everything.
I was like, next time, if there is a next time, I won't endorse somewhere, because that was ridiculous. I was like, and then here's the kicker too. After we left on Sunday, there was no wind.
Storms, man. I don't know.
Storms my ass.
But also Saturday there was not. There was a little bit of wind, but nothing like that. Because like the freaking chalk signs we had kept blowing over. And there was like one gust. Like we had lined our table with our business cards at the beginning. And we were like, this is great. And like 2 people took them that way. And then all of a sudden, poof, they all
gone.
I was like, all right, not doing that anymore. So
it's done.
We picked them all up. But yeah. I was gonna add something. Can't remember what it was, so never mind. It happens a lot recently.
Me too. After Sunday though, like we spent, like when I say that this was purely a work trip, like every day was accounted for. It was a short weekend, it felt like, and it was just so fast. Like everything was just up, work, home, sleep. Up, work, home, sleep. Like it was just boom. And next thing I know, we're taking Bergie to the airport, Bergie and her mom, at like 5 a.m. And I'm like, I'm depressed.
Monday morning.
That was so sad. I was like,
what even happened?
Oh my
Where
gosh.
did it go?
There was this song that came on the radio afterwards, and I looked over at Mom and I said, I'm singing this to Bergie right now. Maybe she'll hear me. Oh, it was Worldwide. I'll be thinking about you worldwide.
That's so
And Mom
cute.
was like, it's too early for this.
That's awesome. Yeah, it was like a fucking whirlwind, dude. Like I'm still like, did I even just live that? Like what happened?
It feels like I
Where'd it
dreamt
go?
all of it.
I know. It's crazy. It was quite the experience. I think that, I talked to my dad Sunday night and he was like on a scale of 1 to 10 and I was like solid 7 for sure.
Solid 7.
So that was the first number that came to my head. And so, yeah, it was the first time we'd done this. Never done it before. Didn't know what the fuck we were doing. So, yeah, I would say overall, solid 7 out of 10.
I would say probably a 7, 6.5, 7.
I think Mads has a little less patience than I do.
I just, I don't know. It's not that it's not my thing. Like, I enjoyed talking to the people I talked to, but it was just like everything as a whole, you know? that kind of, like, just the whole entire weekend. Like, it's more than just being a vendor. It's like the traffic was getting on my nerves, and like I'm used to traffic. I don't know. It was a good trip overall though. Like, I think like a year from now I'll look back on it and be like nostalgic for it, because it was a very fun and cool experience, you know?
Give it some time to settle.
Yeah.
Yeah. It's still, I'm still like I said, it's kind of like, did I even just live that? Like, did that actually happen, or was I even there? Like,
yeah, no, it doesn't even feel like I was there at all. And like Monday, the driving was forever long, but by the time we got home, I was like, damn, we did that pretty quick.
oh my God, Matt, I'll tell you
We
right
didn't.
now. So, flying from, okay, get this. Flying into Philly from Denver, 3.5 hours.
Yeah.
So tell me why flying from Philly to Denver was 4 hours and 10 minutes. How does that make any sense?
Jetstream.
Longest flight of my life. Like, and then we had a 5-hour layover in Denver, and I shit you not, I've never done this in my life. My mom and I found, like, you were in the Denver airport. You know those, like, bench things? They're, like, weird shaped, and they're, like, benches. We found one of those, and we laid down and took a nap.
Yeah, that's a great
Denver
place.
Airport.
A lot of people do that.
But I don't like being, like, when I travel, I'm very aware of my surroundings. I don't like being caught off guard by anything.
Yeah.
I need to kind of, like, you know, be with it. So I was,
well, especially like traveling solo like we have.
Yeah.
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah, so we, like, hunkered down in this little corner thing, and I, like, my bag, I, like, put my arm through the strap, and I just, like, used it as a pillow.
Good idea,
and then
yeah.
Same thing with my mom, and we had coffees we had just got, and we both slept for, like, a solid hour like that, and so, and I've never done that before, and, like, even on the way out, we took a red eye. So we left Casper at 6:30 p.m. We get to Denver at, like, well, our plane was delayed, so we didn't get to leave till, like, 7:30. We got to Denver at, like, little after 8:30, and then we went and had dinner, and then we got on the plane at midnight to fly to Philly. So even, like, and that's not the first time we did that. Like, we did that when we went to Florida back in November, and so like, I've never ever taken a nap in an airport. That was weird for me personally.
I will say, what's crazy about y'all's travel day on the way home is that we got home at the exact same time almost.
So
it pretty much was the exact same time.
Because this is a paranormal podcast, to begin with, right? I will share with you something that happened on the way out. I haven't even told Mads this yet. So, on the way out, like I said, our plane was delayed, right? So there's been a lot of thunderstorms in this general area of the country recently, which doesn't, like, we get storms, okay, but they don't, like, they're not often.
Not like here.
They don't last long. Like, we're lucky if we hear 3 claps of thunder, like, that kind of situation, right? When it rains in Casper, usually it downpours for like 10 minutes, like raining cats and dogs, and then fucking gone, sunny again, right? So it's not often, but it's May, so sometimes we have snow even. It's crazy. So between here and Denver, on the way out, there was a bunch of thunderstorms, especially in the Denver area. In fact, Mads, Sunday, I think it was Sunday, before we flew home on Monday, there was a tornado at Denver Airport.
What?
Yeah. So anyways, our plane ends up delayed because of all of these storms. So we were supposed to leave at 6:30, ends up 7:30. We get on the plane, we're sitting there, the captain gets on, and he's like, okay, so because of all the storms, they're rerouting us. So normally the flight itself is like 45-ish minutes.
Yeah.
He's like, we're going to be in air for an hour and 10 minutes. We have to go south of Denver, turn around, and go back up north to Denver. And so...
Weird.
Yeah, so he's like, 2 people have to get off the plane. We had 2 volunteers right behind us. They got off because we had needed extra fuel, okay? So, you know how they talk about everything happens for a reason? I was listening to my Berg's fave oldies playlist or whatever on Spotify. I think it's available for everyone to go check out if they wish. My grandma Gail, when I was a baby, would listen to Patsy Cline and dance with me, okay? And her favorite was Walking After Midnight, okay? The moment this pilot finishes this announcement and these two people right behind us volunteer to get up, guess what song comes on?
I go a-walking after midnight.
And I tell you, when I knew she was with me, she was with me. Like, and I showed my mom, and she said, Grandma Gail is watching you. And I just knew, you know, because you get flight anxiety and everything. You're like,
100.
It's weird. We're going to miss our flight. Something's going to happen. There's been a lot of plane issues recently just across the country. Like,
yeah.
But I tell you, when I was calm, I was fucking calm, y'all. Like, call me crazy. I don't care. My grandma was watching us. She was with us all weekend, Mads. Telling you right now.
Oh, yeah.
She put in some work for us, that's for sure. So, love you, Grandma. She's been gone for like 15 years, by the way.
Me and Berg have been talking about, like, how sometimes, you know, and I can just say this with, like, anything. Sometimes trips or certain events in your life, they feel kind of forced. Like, you're doing it, but you're not sure if you should be doing it. And, you know, the whole Pennhurst trip, it had been planned mentally for over a year, and obviously Pennhurst, they're definitely rounding out. They're a lot more organized than they were when we went 2 years ago. Come to find out, that was their first event. That's why it was so chaotic. But anyway, so like we just knew that this trip was blessed. You know, like it was just a trip that we were supposed to go on. Everything fell into place exactly how it should. Certain events happened exactly how they should have, and et cetera, right? And so I feel like, you know, when things are God's will, because a lot of times, you know, God gives us free will and we do things at our will. And when it is His will, things just happen perfectly. Like nothing could go any more perfect as it can here on earth. You know what I'm saying? So like, I mean, were there things about the trip that were frustrating, like the traffic, the wind, the tent? Yeah, but we were still supposed to be there.
Well,
Like,
it's also stuff that's like out of our control. Like, what are we supposed
we
to
can't,
do, you know?
like,
just roll with it.
you know what I'm saying? So like as a whole though, like at the end of it all, even still now, even like, you know, I think about my Wyoming trip. There are so many factors that could have led for me to not go on that trip, but everything aligned exactly perfectly how it was supposed to. And everything happened exactly how it was supposed to. And so that's how you know it's blessed by God. Like you just know in your heart, okay, God, like it sounds superficial and it sounds like it's like I'm looking for God to grant me this permission, but it's not that at all. It's just that like I'm on that right path. And that's why it's happening. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So we had that happen recently, privately between me and Berg. I had told her about something, and I was like, "Listen, dude, like this is a blessed thing. Like there's something that is supposed to happen, and it will happen, and it's gonna happen exactly how it's supposed to." So, just saying.
Yeah. Sometimes you just need the reassurance, and that's all it is.
Yeah.
And I don't want to say that's all it is, like not that's just that, but you know what I'm saying. Like
Yeah. A lot of it is, but you know, we also have our own free will, because the things that were against us, we could have let it be against us, and we could have let it affect us for the entirety of it all, and just been like super bummed out, been like, fuck this traffic. I absolutely hate it. This sucks. Like, we could have just taken it and complained about it the entire day. We didn't. We were just like, you know what? Let's just talk about anything and everything in this car right now. Mm-hmm. Let's vlog in this car right now. Let's decide what we're going to eat in this car right now. Like, let's do something productive as we're sitting here when we can't do anything. Like, what are you going to do? You know?
Full disclosure, every vlog we did, I had zero fucking energy. That's just like, we should vlog. I'm like, do we have to?
No, you absolutely were like that, and like,
I don't even know what to do right now.
I'm gonna
like,
tell you guys.
Like, here, I'm existing. There's nothing going on in this noggin at the moment. Like,
full disclosure, majority of our vlogs will be me. So hi. I already started editing them, and it's mostly me just, like, being like, hey. And you're like, hey!
I had quite a few vlogs that were, like, you know, because I was like, I don't think I've vlogged that much. But then you were like, send me the vlogs, and I was like, shit, there's a lot of vlogs here. Like,
there's a lot, but they're shorter than mine. And so I'm like, here I am talking and talking and talking. And then here's you for 10 seconds. And then I'm talking and talking and talking. And I'm like, I hope I'm not boring. Oh, well. Too late now. It's already done.
It is what it is. The thing is, like, because, like we said, we were working a lot.
We were working
a lot. First day, arrived at 5:30, running on no sleep, okay?
Yep.
Second day, recovering from day one.
Going to bed early. We went to bed early every single night. No later than 11:30. Like,
we went to bed at on Thursday. We went to bed at 8, which is like 6 p.m. in Wyoming. Okay,
yeah,
6 p.m. on a fucking Thursday. Okay, who even am I? Anyways, so and then third and fourth day we were actually working. Like, when I tell you, I was so tired. I was so fucking tired. And so when we were just chilling, when the opportunity for a vlog presented itself, I was just brain dead. I was like,
you know, like, I feel like at different points of this trip, like, we each had our own brain deadness. And I think that that's just kind of one of those things where it's like, you're comfortable enough to just be able to shut down and just be like, okay, I don't have to say anything right now and it's fine. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. Like, that's just how it was, you know, like, and I had many moments, especially when we were at Pennhurst, where I was just like, so, like, I know what I'm supposed to do, but, like, why is it not computing right now? You know what I'm saying? Like, there was just brain dead, and I think it just has to do with the comfort of it all, the energy of it all, just all the different factors that just kind of blend into it. And, like, we were actually very tame this trip. We are usually on 1,000 million billion trillion %. This time we were about a solid 10.
There was like a solid 2 hours where we're on 1,000 billion million %, and that's when we were with Chris and Riley.
Yeah.
In the phase of making food.
Yeah. That was it.
That was the one and only time because, girl, putting in the fucking work.
When we got back to to our place, we cooked dinner and we were out like a light, and we were okay with it.
Night time, like
we were okay with it, because, like, I mean, yes, we don't get to see each other in person that much, but it's just kind of like, you know what, we doing the damn thing, and we each have, like, our own things. You know, we were talking to our moms about this too, where when we first met, we had that big discussion, like, what are your triggers?
Yeah,
I need
what are
sleep.
Your safety buttons.
I need food. I need water. And I, you know, like, when I need a break, I need a break. Boom, bam, turkey and ham. We get it. You know what I'm saying? Like, we understand it. We vibed with this. You know, we have a routine now. So it's easy to just do our little thing. See, now we're sleepy. I'm sleepy. It's
we should wrap it up. It's been 1 hour and 30.
Yeah, this is the latest I've stayed up since we've gotten back from our trip. Because I have my sleep schedule's back on track, baby.
Mine's not. I've been waking up way too fucking early. I blame the East Coast time, to be honest with you. But
yeah, Probably not for much longer, though.
I don't know. My sleep schedules are weird. Anyways, so if you were at Pennhurst and you had a conversation with us, I would like to thank you very much for your time, whether it's 30 seconds or 30 minutes. Much, much appreciated. If you're a new listener because you talked to us at Pennhurst, shout out you. Love you. Thank you for being here.
Yeah, thank you a lot.
If you want merch, if you like the shirts we're wearing, we also have stickers and keychains. What else?
Stickers, keychains, freshies. All that kind of stuff. So we've got a couple orders already.
Thank you.
Yeah. So yeah, I'm gonna message the people. It's a holiday weekend, so like stuff won't be able to be shipped until Tuesday, but that's fine because life is life. You can't control the mail, so I'm excited. Everyone's excited. Thank you for listening to our podcast. It has been and always will be the greatest experience of my life. It has provided me with many opportunities that I never thought that I would ever have. And I have met people that I never in my life would have ever thought I would meet or ever be friends with in real life. So that is cool. Shout out Riley and Chris. Shout out other people. Shout out my dad. I don't know why, but something says for me to shout him out. So shout out Dad. You kind of suck.
Experiences. Listen, everything in your life that's led up to this moment made you who you are, good, bad, or indifferent.
Exactly.
I'd like to echo everything Mad said. I would like to, in a weird, selfish, I'm too confident for my own good type of way, say that I agree with everything you said. However, everything also happens for a reason, and I also feel like even if we didn't have this podcast, certain things would still happen for a reason. So
it's true. It's true.
Own your power, folks. Own your power. That being said, also stay humble and be thankful for everything, because that's also equally important.
Yep, definitely.
If you like this podcast, please like, comment, and subscribe wherever you're listening, and also follow us on all social medias at FearBabes. Your support means the world to us. We also can't do this without it, so please continue. I am humbly begging you for your continued support. Thank you so much. Love you.
Bye. Love you. Bye.
Bye.
Bye, babes. Live your life. Have fun. Do the damn thing.
Mwah.
Mwah.
Mwah.